Cube overboard! Oh, wow! Howdy folks, welcome to my beginner's guide to Thaumcraft. A fleeting glance at the magical mod which, once you know what you're doing, allows you to do some pretty fantastic feats. Now, while it's quite easy once you get into it, it's those first few steps you need to know. Now, first thing we're going to take you through, how to pronounce it. I've seen some pretty amazing pros, including my favourite, who I'm not going to name, Vintage Beef, who've struggled with Thaumcraft, Thaumcraft, Thaumcraft. I like to pronounce it Thaumcraft. My reasoning for this? This little gimmick here, which you get pretty early on, the thermometer. Now that should be a guide because it's definitely an in-joke. Thermometer, 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 and if all else fails, it looks like one of those discs from Tron. Save us, Cora! Okay, I'm going to put this away for a few minutes. Okay, so that's the basics of how to pronounce Thaumcraft. Now, on to step 2. Okay, and we're back for part 2. Knowing your shards. Now, shards are small and magical crystals or stones that absorb the very essence of the earth itself and allow you to do most of the things you can in Thaumcraft. Now, if we have a look at my inventory, I have granted myself a stack of each, because why not go the whole hog? Here you can see the air shard, fire shard, earth shard, this shard, dull shard, water shard. Unfortunately for you Pikachu fans, no electric shard. And here we have an ice shard. Now, this is not a magical shard. It's called a shard, but it doesn't share the shape, and it has nothing to do with this. So, ignore that for the moment, although it does look unerringly like the Zeo crystal from Power Rangers. Anyway, yeah, ignore that. Now, the other important thing you need to know, other than which shards are which, are where to get them. Now, these are the infused ores, or the infused stones, where you can dig up your magical shards. Now, when you're looking in your inventory or in your cheat menu, it's best to type it infused because they don't come up under ore. I believe they actually come up under stone. So let's have a look. Now, like most ores, when you dig them up, you'll get between 1 and 2 magical shards. Just the one that time from this. Just the one from Earth. Haha, good old Dull gave me 2. Just the one from Water. Aha, 2 from Fire, and just the one from Air Shard. Now, like most ores, you can use a fortune pick to increase the number of shards you get. I've not played around with it. I have got 3 shards from a rock using a fortune pick. You may be able to get greater, but hey, that's for you guys to experiment with. Now for part 3, we're going to head to the custom-made wizard tower. See you in part 3. And welcome back to part 3. We're in our very well protected mage's tower. No chance for mob getting in here. And I'm going to show you how to make your mage's beginner's kit. Now let's head up to the 2nd floor and we'll get started. Oop. Now, the very first thing any magician will need, any wizard, mage, or any practicer of prestidigitation, is their wand. So, let's get the basic recipe going. You take your stick to create a shaft. You filthy mind. You take a gold nugget and you choose your choice of shard. Now, I absolutely love my fire types, so I will go for a fire shard, and you can grab your Wand of the Apprentice. If you have a look in your inventory, you'll notice it's counting up your magical energy, your essence, your flavor, your material. If you're a big Magic the Gathering fan, your mana. And if you come out into the overall UI, it'll also give you a lowdown on how much mana you have. Now, once you've got your mighty pumping wand in there, once you have your big glowing end, once you have your big beef, anyway, once you've got this thing in your hand, you'll need to make the next part of your beginner's kit. Now, what kind of magician would you be if you couldn't write down your spells? Book time. Okay, all you need to do is set down your bookshelf, take your big pink piccolo in your hand, say the magic words. You don't have to say this. Right click. And here we have your Thaumanomicon. Now you don't have to pronounce it Thaumanomicon, but I like to pronounce it Thaumanomicon. So if we have a quick look inside. Now I have actually uncovered one or two spells because I've recorded this a couple of times. But you will get the basic research unlocked here, so you can have a look at the aura. Now in my best Pokédex voice.
The aura is a field of magical energy prevalent throughout the world. Its origin is unclear. Some believe it is the accumulated life force of living beings.
And you can escape out of that. So let's have a look at the flux. And my best wizard voice.
Using magic is never without risks, but nothing proves this as much as flux. The magical aura can be described as a still pool. Flux is a ripples and it is caused by a rock dropped into it.
Okay, and we'll do one more. Let's have a look at infused ore. Magic infused rock.
On occasion, there is so much magical energy in an aura, it would permeate solid stone to form infused ore. The magic forms crystals within, the rock that can be harvested.
And that is your basics on the Thaumanomicon. Now, if we go back in, you can have a look. It gives you some basic recipes. Now, we have tables, and we have arcane work tables. Now, I think I'll take you through the arcane work tables next. So, for this, you'll need a regular workbench and some wood. So, let's get ourselves some planks, or some slabs, sorry. 3 slabs on top, and a couple of planks for some feet, and we have our table. Where should we put this? Let's have it just across here from our regular crafting bench. Now again, you take your rippling rod in your hand, and you say, you don't have to say this, and right click. And here we have the UI for the arcane workbench. Now it's very similar to regular workbench. If you have a look, you can still make tables. But you also have our wand in there to infuse any magical recipes with our extra mana. Now we are going to need another couple of tables, so let's make those now. There we go. Now we're also going to need some scribing tools. Now I don't actually have the ingredients for scribing tools here, so I will quickly grab them from the cheaty index. So you'll need an ink sac. Oh, without the line there. Jeez, my spelling is terrible today. Okay. Ink sac. You'll need a feather. And a glass bottle. Okay, now you don't have to do this one in the arcane work table, but as we've got one now, why not? So your feather, your bottle, and your ink sac becomes scribing tools. Okay, now don't forget you can take your wand out of the arcane workbench. Don't think it's stuck in there once you've made it. So, let's set down for our next bit of the beginner's kit. So, one table, Alakazam. Second table, Shazam. And finally our scribing tools, boom. Nah, I was thinking of something about Kadabra. Pokemon pretty much has ruined my brain. Anyway, here we have the research table. And if you have a look, it's got a pretty complex UI here. So 5 slots, a big long piece here, and 2 slots here, and this whole magic symbol in the middle. So, I'm going to show you how to use a research table as the last and 4th part of this guide. So, come back in a minute and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, welcome back for part 4, using the research table. Now again, this is something which is easy once you know how, but isn't very well covered at all in the wikis or the guides. So here's how to do it the basic way. There is a cheaty way where you can pretty much get whatever you want on the research table, but we don't want to show you that. We want to show you that in a second video if you like or subscribe. Okay, so this is your basic research table. Now, we will first of all require paper. So you put one piece of paper down at the bottom. And if you're doing it the basic way, a random item. In this case, I'm going to be using... Now, it has to be an item which has aspects. So as you can see, there's lots of different symbols. Those are the different aspects for Thaumcraft. We're going to choose a Ghasts shard. Now, I'm not going to take you through all the names of these, but as you can see, Prolecantatio, magical sorcery, and Vitreous, glass crystal gem transparent. These are the aspects or the properties of the Ghasts shard. Now, once you click this button here, you'll get an unknown theory. Basically, this is the guide on how to make something for your book, but we don't know exactly how to do it yet. So we'll take the shard out. Now, this is a bit where some people get stuck. Once you have your unknown theory, you put it back into this upper slot, and you stick a different item in to investigate. So we'll put this Ghasts shard back in. Now, before you start, remember this toggle here. Now, it says cursory when it's green. You click, becomes thorough. Now, this decides how thoroughly you investigate each item. Now, if you investigate the item thoroughly, the research table has more chance of eating the item. Nom nom nom. Burp. Item gone. If you do it cursory, there's still a small chance the item will be eaten, but it doesn't research as quickly. Now, as we have a whole stack of these shards, let's do a thorough research. So, you have your item in here, research notes in here, and you click the spying glass. Now, at the moment, it's all gobbledygook, still unlocked nothing, but you now have an obscurus. Now, this isn't an aspect. This isn't really an aspect. It basically means, who knows? Now, let's stick some more Ghasts shards up here, see what we get. Okay. So, it's researched, and it's found we need Prolecantatio. So, you can continue to research, and there we go, it's got up to 100. Now, when you've got most of one of the aspects, sometimes you need 2 aspects, it will tell you what the research notes are for. So let's check our theory. Thaumaturge's robes. Okay, so we actually know what the research notes are for. Now at this stage you can be cheaty and try to look at what aspects you need. Tut tut tut. Or you can put more things into the machine. Okay, so let's check iron. Okay, now it's gone dull. That means this does not need iron. Let's check spruce wood. Does need lignum. Now, as they're robes, I'm guessing that we might need some fabric. So let's take string, because it gives us the middle toilet paper, which is called Panis. Mojang doesn't, well, not Mojang, but the mod makers do have a sense of humour. And what else should we take? Let's take some seeds. They're usually useful. Let's go back in here and stick our string in. Now again, if you go over here, Panis, cloth fabric, which is very suitable for thaumaturge's robes. Oh, kinky. Bind and imprison. And I think that's a scorpion. Anyway, let's research. Aha. So we've got one more aspect. As you can tell, you can be hungry if you're doing a thorough research. Okay, so we've lost almost 20 string doing it this way. Okay, Panis. And it's unlocked another element. Tattoo Man. Defense, protection, or security. Okay, have we got anything here with a Tattoo Man inside? So none of the shards. Okay, not the paper. Oh, not the shards I said. Let's head back to our chest and investigate. So, not the ender pearls. The irons. So, now as you notice, it looked like a big suit of armor. The pictures usually are a guide to what you can use. So, let's make ourselves some armor. Now, as the table is quite hungry, and I don't want to bore you by spending ages making this, let's make a few. Now, if we hover over, we are getting 3 tattoo men from a iron helm. Ooh, shiny. Oh, gone. Oh, gone. Oh, gone. I'm fairly sure we'll get there. Oh, there we go. We now have 100 in all of the different aspects, and it turns into a scroll. It's now a discovery, not a theory. Okay, so when you hover over in your scroll bar, you can have a read.
You have discovered a way to create magical cloth. Now you need to discover what you can do with it. The obvious choice seems to be clothing.
And you can right click. Research completed. Now again, if you look in your Thaumonomicon, you'll see we've now opened Thaumaturge's robes. Both practical and stylish. Click on the item and it shows you how to make it on your arcane work table. Now remember I told you can add this on the arcane work table to make an item. Up here, next to the picture of the robes, tells you how much vis you need. Okay, and those are the very basics of Thaumcraft. Now there are a lot more complicated elements. Of course, we have our Thaumometer, which you can make. We have the infused altar, which allows you to make even more amazing things, and the crucible, which lets you transmute metals. But maybe we'll save that for another video. So if you like this video, like and subscribe, or don't subscribe. I'm not your mother. I'm not telling you what to do, but please like the video. Now maybe we'll have a bit of a play around. Back in a second. Okay, welcome back. I think most of you who are looking at my hotbar have probably worked out what we're going to do. Now I'm just going to head down this elevator. Now this is actually using something else you learn later on called arcane levitators. Now they make you float upwards when you stand on top of them, and they slow you down when you fall underneath them. And this is a basic design for a redstone-less arcane levitator. You can make more complicated ones using redstone, but this is a very, very basic design. Now if we head down, oh, we have all of these golems here protecting the castle. what would happen if, say, I introduced a Ghast and I'm not going to be in here for this. Oh, and go. That lasted a few seconds. Let's try a poor old Mr. Zombie Skeletons. Oh, look at him! Run, run, my friend, run! Ah, it's been reduced to zombie pork. Okay. Oh, let's not go that way. Let's try a slime. You've not got it that easy. Oh, no, back again, back again. Awesome. Mwahaha! 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 Go, my golems, go! Ah! Cube overboard! Oh, wow. And one for luck. Oh, seriously, don't mess with those guys. Whew, job done.